breaking news. The San Francisco 49ers have signed head coach Kyle Shanahan and general manager John Lynch to 6-year contract extensions. You know what that means? That means those two are going to be around for a lot longer. We are going to have a live reaction to it all right now. Drop your W's in the chat. Smash that like button. Let's talk about it right after this. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. San Francisco 49ers Jed York holds Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch accountable in the form of handing them 6-year contract extensions. Oh, man, I feel bad for some people right now who thought John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan's seat were getting a little hot, getting a little warm. It appears it's as cold as the Arctic tundra, as they are here to stay for, at minimum, 6 more years. The San Francisco 49ers lock up Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, the duo that took over in 2017, stripped the roster down to the studs, and rebuilt it from the foundation up, brick by brick. The San Francisco 49ers have their future in the hands of Kyle and John. And I am, for one, am very excited about that. I think that's great news. I think that's good for both of them as they continue to build a championship roster. Because when you look at these types of moves with the front office, head coach, all that type of stuff, it again builds trust. It builds the faith to go out and do the job that needs to be done. And that is fantastic news. I'm really excited about this. I think that they are more than deserving. The San Francisco 49ers duo of John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan is one of the best in the league when it comes to building out the roster. And again, one of the things that obviously defines these two types of positions, general manager and head coach, is obviously the success that they have, but also their failures. And when you talk about these two, have they been perfect? No, they have not. Still waiting to get that Super Bowl. Have they hit on every single draft pick? No, they have not. But they have done a phenomenal job with all things considered, and they are continuing to build a contender year after year. And that is what you want to see from these two positions. So when you look at it, when you look at Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, what they've been able to do together, it's fantastic. It really has been. The seat has never been warm, not even close. And with this contract signing, extension, whatever, there's literally zero talk of their seats being warm ever again. Because as we know, that conversation picked up quite a bit after the 49ers traded Trey Lance to the Dallas Cowboys. And to be honest, hey, it just didn't work out with Trey. It didn't work out, and you have to commend those two for being able to move off a situation that just ultimately didn't work out in the end. And I talked about it quite a bit on my channel about how that whole situation with Trey was becoming a distraction. And rather than, having sunk cost fallacy and just hoping that something would work, it was clear that it wasn't working. And so the 49ers felt confident enough in Brock, who they selected with the last pick in last year's draft, and they moved off Trey Lance. Now, obviously, no one wanted to see that happen. No one wanted to see those draft picks get given up and then trade Trey. No one wanted to see that happen. But at the end of the day, it either works or it doesn't work. And you can either sit in that and just pray it does one day, or you can understand this is just not the time, it's not the place, it's not a good fit. And they did just that. So they deserve credit for that. And Trey has an opportunity to go be successful somewhere else. And it's just timing. It's all the situation, how it played out. Trey never got a good opportunity because he was injured. And that's unfortunate for both the 49ers and for Trey. So it never should have been a conversation about them being on the hot seat or them potentially being out of here. If Kyle Shanahan were ever to be let go, there would be a line of probably about 20 teams willing to fire any one of their coaches to be able to hire Kyle Shanahan. So I'm ecstatic about this. And also too, like one of the things that I think we are starting to see from Kyle Shanahan is growth. I feel like Kyle's growing. I do. I think it was Kyle Posey, managing editor of Niners Nation, friend of the channel. I think he asked, or he was just reporting on, like how Kyle Shanahan improved this summer, and Kyle's response was he read a lot of self-help books. And again, some people might be like, well, what's that? What's the big deal? First of all, he didn't have to say that. He didn't have to admit to that. But what that is him saying that, hey man, I need to get better. I need to improve at what I do. I need to improve at my interpersonal skills. I need to improve on how I manage stress. I need to improve on all those things. And for a man at the age of 43 years old to be able to be transparent about that, and feels like he's done it, feels like we're seeing a little bit of a different Kyle. Um, with the way he's calling games, it feels like he's putting more trust into his players. He's putting more trust into his quarterback. Um, I'm pretty excited about it. And again, Kyle at the age of 43 still has tons of room to improve. I mean, you look at some of the most successful coaches in our league right now, they're old. They are old. So we have the opportunity to continue to grow with Kyle, to continue to watch him develop. He's still developing as a head coach. So I think this is fantastic. I love it. I think Kyle's a great coach. They've built a great culture along with John Lynch. I feel like John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan balance each other out. I have so much respect for John Lynch as a former player. I have so much respect for John Lynch as a person. Just the way he goes about what he stands for, the way he goes about his business. John Lynch is phenomenal. So I got a ton of respect for both those two men, and the fact that they are leading the franchise for an additional 6 years to come. I love it. Oh, oh, I might have to put that out there. There you go. There you go. I'm actually going to tweet that right now. Great, great. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I'm tweeting that right now. And it's all because of you, John. That's phenomenal. I'm putting it out right now, if you don't mind. Hashtag paid. I'm going to do paid Lynch Shanahan. Beautiful. Tweeted it. Good job, John. Nice work. Great hashtag. Great hashtag. So I'm not going to lie. I'm smoking that hot seat pack right now. Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm smoking that hot seat pack. That hot seat. Uh, Oh gosh, I'm loving it right now, man. I'm loving it. Yeah, I like it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad 'cause people were so adamant that these guys needed to be held accountable. So adamant. Oh, their seats getting warm. Their seats getting warm. Nope. Not at all. Narrator, that was a lie. Uh, so good. So good, so good, so good. Oh man, I love it. I love it for us. I love it for us that have to deal with those people because we're just trying to vibe. We're just trying to talk about the team. We're just trying to make sense of the moves that are happening and trying to, evaluate it from multiple perspectives. And then you just have people who don't do that and their knee jerk slap type, hot take artists who prey on people's emotions. And that's what they do. That's fine. Do what you do. But I don't have to like it. Not at all. I don't have to like it at all. So I'm happy for us. I'm happy for us that don't subscribe to that type of information or content. Um and again, because if you look at this objectively, this is objectively a good move. This objectively makes sense. This this is great. This is phenomenal. So I like this. I like this a lot. Get these boys locked up, signed for the long term. Yep. That's what we want. We want continuity. We haven't had this type of continuity since when? When was the last time we've had a coach and GM combo this long? It wasn't Harbaugh and it wasn't Balky. That wasn't it. Who was it? Was it Bill Walsh and Carmen Policy? Was that the last time that we've had this semblance of continuity between a head coach and front office staff? If you wanted if you wanted Lynch and Kyle Shanahan fired, that means you're preying on the 49ers downfall. Because as we've discussed multiple times, it makes no logical sense to fire them because who are you replacing them with? Who's going to come in and do a better job than those two? So if that's your solution, that means you're preying on the 49ers downfall ultimately in the end of the day. And we don't vibe with that. We don't vibe with that at all. Because again, all you're doing is preying on people's emotions and there's no logic behind it. So now we're lighting up that hot seat pack. Whew, it's going down smooth right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. Cooler heads prevail. Weird how that works out. That's like the theme of this offseason and the season. Cooler heads prevail. Asked Twitter last night. Cooler heads prevail. Everyone needs to take a deep breath, get out their feelings for a second, and just relax. Like, man, 49ers are 3-0 right now. 3-0. They've scored 30 points in their last 3 games. And I think we can all objectively say the last 2 games weren't perfect. They weren't perfect. But guess what? Football isn't perfect. Football is about adversity. Football is about overcoming adversity. And guess what? We got a squad who can do that. We got a squad who can roll with the punches. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want more of it. Beautiful. Let's go. So I still need to watch the tape. I've been doing a lot of other content this morning. Oh, it's now the afternoon. Geez, where has time gone? I still need to break down the tape. I still want to do a film breakdown this afternoon, this evening. So that's what we're going to be cooking up right after this. Once I get off this stream, I'm going to start breaking down the film. And then we're going to come back on in a couple hours. We're going to do an offensive film breakdown. I was at the game yesterday, and I haven't watched it back. So this is going to be some awesome context for me to be able to understand what really happened yesterday. So I'm excited to report back on what I see. So we're going to get into the tape and, of course, going to share it with you guys in about a couple hours from now. But again, just really excited about this move. I think it's a good move. I think it's the correct move. And again, never a doubt. Never a doubt, right? So, so far, I haven't seen anyone upset about this move. And they shouldn't be. Shouldn't be at all. So 49ers have continued to build their continuity between head coach, front office. Fantastic. Wonderful. Co-signed. Hashtag paid. Shanahan and Lynch. Love it. Love it. I love this for us. I love this for us in a multitude of different ways. That hot seat pack is pure gas right now. Pure fuego. So it's going down so smooth. So smooth. Hitting real nice. But I appreciate all you guys. We'll be back on in a couple hours, and we'll be here to break down the tape and look a little bit further into what went down last night. And again, shout out to the cooler heads, because the cooler heads seemingly keep coming out on top. You notice how this is working? You see the trend? You see this offseason, because we have so many voices in our community. This offseason and this season has just been a masterclass of being able to decipher who really knows what they're talking about and who is just having emotional reactions to everything. It's been phenomenal. It's been fantastic. And I'd have to say the SDS is at the top of the list of cooler heads, logically, rationally trying to understand things. So shout out to all the Sourdough Squad. Appreciate all you guys vibing as always, and we'll continue to do what we do. Break it down with perspective, with nuance, with it all. And hey, we'll keep coming out. This is what happens when you take time to try to understand things. You come out on the right side more often than not. Would you look at that? So I'll be back on. Like I said, we'll do the film breakdown in a couple hours. So stay tuned. Watch out for the channel. We'll keep posting content, all that type of stuff. Appreciate you guys as always. Smash that like button on your way out. Y'all the best. We're out of here. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.